Hey members, happy Thursday. We're going to take a break from our regularly scheduled plyometric Thursday workouts, and we're going to be doing some ab workouts today. We're going to work on the core strength. Now that the pool's open, we're going to get you back into the water, work on your abs so you can swim and play golf and tennis, all of those fun activities that are now available to you. So we're going to keep working on the core, and we're going to start off by working on our obliques. So we're going to start off with an oblique targeting side plank, okay? So the side plank is something we all know and love, especially if you've trained with me before. It is a version of the side plank I really enjoy and appreciate. So you're gonna start here, the elbows stacked up underneath the shoulder. Okay, the shoulders are nice and even. If you were to draw a straight line between your fingertips and your elbow, that should be the case. There should be no sagging of the hips or overextension of the hips, right? You want a nice straight line all the way through the spine, down to the bottom of the feet. So your body should almost look like a cross, okay? So from here, you wanna make sure you're engaging your lower abs, okay? And you're even squeezing your glutes. Once that happens, you really usually feel it in your obliques here. If it's a challenge to stay balanced with 2 feet stacked, you can also move 1 foot forward, slightly angle your hips forward, and then you may feel it in those obliques, okay? So if you feel it in your lower back, what you can do is tilt over to the front, like I just demonstrated by moving your top foot forward, and then from there, just angle your hips forward slightly. And that should change the tension to the front of the obliques, right? So your obliques are those abdominals off to the side. You don't want to feel this in your lower back too much, okay? So the next exercise is going to be an oblique crunch, okay? So if you're doing a few rounds of these, I would say do a side plank on one side, do a side plank on the other side. Go back to the first side and do your oblique crunches, okay? So it's gonna look like this. So you're here, and then you're gonna lay out. I put one hand on the ground just for stability. You're gonna put one hand behind your head, gently touching, okay? You're not cranking on your neck. From here, you're gonna lift, push your elbow up towards your feet and pull your feet up towards your elbow, okay? So you're gonna be here. You can also aim for the knee, all the way down, nice stretch in those obliques, all the way up. Exhaling as you reach up. Okay, and just a few reps and I can already feel those in my oblique muscles. Okay, if you're not alternating sides, that's fine too. That side plank will most likely target the oblique closest to the floor, whereas the crunch will engage the opposite oblique. So feel free to do all one side and all the other side. I'm just offering you a couple different ways to do the same workout. Okay, so after you do that, we're gonna go ahead into glute bridge marches. So you're gonna lay on your back, you're gonna get into our glute bridge position that we've been working on pretty much since the start of quarantine. You're gonna dig your heels into the ground. I like pulling my toes up off the ground just to get a nice isometric in the anterior tibialis here. So glute bridge, so from here, you're gonna squeeze your abs, okay? You wanna minimize movement in the hips, and you just want to lift one leg at a time here, okay? Up, and you can do it slowly too. If you rush through this, your hips are gonna be wiggling all over the place, right? So you really wanna take your time, stabilize your hips, get your breathing down right, inhale in between rounds, and then exhale as you lift that leg for the march. This is a really good hip stability exercise and also core stability exercise, specifically for golf, swimming, just general life, right? So then after that, we're gonna go ahead and do the 2-inch crunch. So you're gonna lay on your back again. You're gonna lay flat like this. You can either put your hands straight up, like dive your hands up towards the ceiling, or down by your side. And you're just gonna crunch up about 2 inches off the ground, okay? So you feel that? You're gonna feel this in the top of your obliques, and then slowly lower. Okay, if you feel a little shaky here, that's fine. That's just your muscles engaging. Slowly lower, right? And throughout all of these movements, you really want to take your time. You don't want to rush anything because, as we've discussed in prior videos, Time under tension is a huge factor in muscle growth and muscle toning, right? So if I do 1,000 reps like this versus 500 reps with 3 seconds with a 3-second crunch instead of a half-second crunch, I'm doing a lot more work in the second version, even if it's fewer reps. The next exercise we're going to do is a reverse crunch. So you can do reverse crunches a couple ways. This way that I'm going to demonstrate is just using the floor. So we're going to get into that almost like the glute bridge position, okay? Except you're going to be crunching from the hips up, okay? So I like to get a nice wide base here. You can also bring it in a little bit tighter if you want to push into the ground with your arms. So from here, I bring my knees together. I'm just going to pick my hips up off of the ground, okay? Then 3, 2, 1, and relax, okay? 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. So this one you will definitely feel in your abs all the way up and down the length of them, right? So one thing you want to be cognizant of though is you can limit your range of motion if you do have back issues, but you want to avoid going like this where your lower back comes up off the ground, right? I can pretty much fit like my whole arm underneath my back here, right? So you want to really limit that and keep the legs. So here my back is totally flat. Here I'm using my muscles to keep my back flat, but if you don't have that muscle tone, your back could arch and we want to avoid that. So I would say try to keep the knees, try to keep it at 90 degrees here, but try to keep it less than 90 degrees in the hips, okay? So from here, again, you're picking the hips up towards the ceiling and slowly lowering, okay? So if you do 3 to 4 rounds of that, 10 to 12 reps each time, slow and low, just pay attention to the reps, how you feel, the sensations in your abs. You will definitely be sore tomorrow and you will be reaping the rewards of core stability and strength later on, okay? So make sure you're eating right, staying hydrated. It's been very humid on this day that we filmed this video, so I hope that you are all staying hydrated and healthy and happy. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow for Functional Friday.